Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, we're going to talk about 2 signs that you know your manifestation is on the way. And the first one is you feel like you don't know who you are anymore. Your desires have changed. You feel like you don't want to do your same routines. You're questioning your entire career. You're questioning every aspect of your life. You're thinking that you've made so many wrong decisions, and you're in this like dark hole. It's like what I like to call the void, and what all the spiritual teachers call it. You're in a void. You're in a space of not knowing which way to go, feeling so lost. And in this phase, it can be really scary. A lot of people go into a deep depression. They go into anxiety-filled days, and it's consistent. It's not just like, oh, a couple anxiety-filled days. It is like weeks of this. And the way to understand what's really happening is you are turning into the person who is ready to receive the manifestation. And in order to become that person, you have to lose and let go of older versions of who you are. So think about yourself from in your elementary years, middle school, high school, college, university, as some of you guys call it. When you're in those phases, you are enduring difficult times. Maybe you're experiencing trauma, and all that trauma builds, and it builds a certain character that you're playing out. And when you get to the spiritual journey and you awaken, you have to take off all of those costumes and come back to the spiritual being that you came here to be, which is essentially just you being connected to your true mission and who you are, which is unconditional love. So if you find yourself out in public and you're judging people in your head and you're getting very angry at the smallest little things, you are still wearing a trauma-filled costume. And in order, when you're feeling lost, that's you taking off those costumes, and you're like, oh no, I feel naked. I don't know who I am anymore. I thought that's who I was. And all of a sudden I feel so lost. And I am here to remind you that if you've been in this phase for a couple weeks, it will end. Trust me, you will not be here forever. You will not feel lost forever. Things will pick up. The universe will bring you an opportunity. It'll connect you with somebody new. And sometimes in the void, you lose your friends, you lose connections with family members, and it can be really scary. But when you are putting an intention out into the universe and you're calling in manifestations, you're signing up for this process. You are signing up for the complete let go of who you used to be in order to become the person that can live this new life. And that could mean getting divorced. That could mean completely changing your career and starting something brand new. And for me, just to give you a little story, I was a teacher for 17 years. That was an identity that I carried. And today I'm actually I taught at 2 schools during my 17 years, 14 years at one and 3 years at another school, and at the last 3 years of my career. And the second school, where I spent 3 years, I had a student who's a senior now, and he's signing for college. He's going to play soccer. And he messaged me the other day and was like, Miss Thornton, he's like, I would love for you to come to my signing day. But it brought back all these emotions and memories of teaching kids and being around them. And I'm like, wow, that is this Michelle over here. And now who I am is a YouTuber. I'm an intuitive reader. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I am now more in the spiritual world, guiding people more like a life coach. And it's funny, when I was teaching, all of my students would say, after a lesson, they would say, Miss Thornton, you should be a life coach. And I would say, that's the dream one day, you guys. I was like, always follow your dreams. And here I am being called back to that school today to go cheer him on as he's about to sign with a college. And I get to revisit my old costume. Who I was, that version of me served a purpose. But in order to live this life that I'm living right now, where I have the freedom to make my own hours, I can schedule clients when I want to. I had my niece sleep over last night, and normally I wouldn't be able to do that because I would be at school teaching today. So I have all of this freedom in my life, but I had to become the woman to live this life, which means I had to let go of all the conditioning around safety, around pension, health insurance. I had to be willing to be in the unknown every single week and not know where money was going to come from. or if I would have clients that would sign up with me. So I literally have died so many times over and over and over again. And my first year in this lifestyle was grueling. I had anxiety filled nights at 4 a.m. I was just like, am I screwing up my life? Do I keep going? Do I go back to teaching? I was literally dying. I was in the void so many times wondering, who am I if I'm not a teacher? Who am I if I'm not quite a YouTuber yet? I don't have a following. Back then I didn't. And I just didn't know who I was, but I had to sit in that space and allow it to come through me. So when you're manifesting, whether it's a special person, what if you literally have to end a relationship with somebody and a partnership that's really like beautiful, but it's not quite what you really wanted and what you know is right for you, but there's nothing wrong with the partnership. That's going to be a big death. That's going to be a literally like ending something that's really not bad. That's hard to leave those situations. Just like for me, it was hard to leave teaching with all the kids that I loved, but I knew I was being pulled to something different for my soul to expand and grow with. So sometimes this void phase can be caused from an abrupt ending, or you're in the void about to experience an ending, or you're in the void just being so open and nothing really has to end in your life. You're just allowing yourself to have new creativity, to have new inspiration, new people in your life. And like I said, people might fall away. You might go through breakups, your friend group might change. So be so incredibly open, because if you are really on my channel, if you're on YouTube watching manifesting videos over and over and over again, you have to truly ask yourself, hand on the heart, and say, am I ready to change every aspect of my life to receive this desire? And you have to be willing to change. And you have to say, I surrender, universe, move things to bring this to me. And you can also manifest that it's effortless and that nobody gets hurt and that it's really easy and this person just fit into your life, or this job just kind of showed up at your doorstep. You can co-create anything. So why not co-create something that's going to happen effortlessly and easily? And always ask the universe to change you into a woman or a man who can take action when the time is right. Or change me into a woman or man that can receive and not push it away or sabotage it when it's right in front of me. Okay. All right. The second sign is you are reverting back to old habits and old patterns. Say you were on this healthy kick for like 2 weeks, going to the gym, eating healthy, meal prepping, and then all of a sudden a weekend comes up and you are just gorging on sugar. You're literally not moving. You're just sleeping all the time. And you're like, what is wrong with me? And a lot of times this happens around full moons and new moons. So pay attention to that as well. I know for me, I am always like a sugar freak around full moons. I always want to sleep more, and I don't sleep in the middle of the night. So I tend to nap more. And that's the moon cycles that are moving through us, because we are made up of water and the moon affects the tide. So it's going to affect us. But when a manifestation is coming, it's kind of like you're reverting back to old patterns because you're about to propel forward into a new version of yourself. And it's kind of like pulling the arrow backward before it can go forward. You have to go backward. You kind of have to go back to your old routines and your old habits, and it's not going to last long, but you just feel like you're like, why? I just had so much success and I just was so disciplined for months. And here I am reverting back to binge eating or whatever it is, or playing video games or whatever your little vice is. But you're doing old stuff. That's the old version of you. And it doesn't make sense. And you're watching, you're observing yourself do it, and you're not trying to stop it. You're just kind of like, screw it. I'm just in it. I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to keep eating this food. I don't care. There's been so many times where I'll text my spiritual friends and I'll be like, I literally just ate an entire like batch of brownies. What am I doing? This is so not who I am. Why am I doing this? And they always remind me, Michelle, remember, you're turning into somebody new and you got to go backwards to go forward. Okay. So these two signs are really tough ones to deal with. But the cool part is when you're in them, you can have the awareness and say, holy cow, this negative feeling that I have, or these old patterns, or overeating, or feeling like exhausted and feeling like a sloth, that means that something good is coming. So it kind of motivates you while you're in it, even though you're allowed to be in it. Keep eating the food, keep resting, and trust that your soul will perk up one day and it'll say, I'm done feeling this way. I want to eat healthy again. I want to work out again. And sometimes we need that. We can't stay on this cycle of being super, super healthy all the time. We have to kind of get off the wheel for a bit, play a little, let our soul kind of like rebel, and then we get back on. So embrace that part of you that wants to rebel from a healthy routine. It's okay. Sometimes we have to go back before we go forward. So don't forget these two signs. The void, you feel lost, you don't know who you are, you feel like you're taking off a costume, you feel like your life is ending, relationships are ending, people are falling away, you're wanting to change your career, but you're not sure why. This could just be a temporary feeling, or you might be eventually being guided to take those steps. But right now, you're just meant to witness it. Don't have to take action right away. Just observe it and see what's happening next. See what happens tomorrow. Just give yourself 24 hours. Say, I don't need to do anything today. I'm just going to see what happens tomorrow. And that's what I tell a lot of my clients who deal with depression and anxiety, and they're really not wanting to be here anymore and they hate their life. I say, please eat well today, move your body today, and see how you feel tomorrow. Because that momentum builds if they're taking action and doing good things today. Tomorrow could be a totally different day. You know, it almost feels like you're bipolar because you're so down one day, but then you're so high the next day. That's part of the spiritual journey. We're not meant to be even 24/7. The goal is to get there. And the way we get there is watching these videos and learning that, oh, when I'm in the void and when I'm doing reverting back to old unhealthy patterns, that's okay. And I'm not going to resist it. I'm going to let it be there. That's how you stay even. So remember this, okay? It's okay to be where you are. The universe is moving you, it's preparing you for something better, and your manifestations will come in so fast if you're experiencing these two things. And if you've been experiencing the void for a little bit now, like maybe a couple months or a couple weeks, that just means you're getting closer every single day. So hold the line. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. And if you need help, I do one-on-one coaching sessions to help you manifest your dream partner, your job, your money, whatever it is, whatever lifestyle you want. You can sit on Zoom with me one-on-one for an hour, for 30 minutes, and we can work through what's blocking you. So everything's in the description box below. Hit me up, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.